Hi, hello, welcome to my channel Shankar Vlogs. So, today we will be seeing a spiritual extract, transformation extract from the book Vedanta Treatise, written by A. Parthasarathy. So, this is a very good book written by A. Parthasarathy Garu, and he has written many books. Among them, one of the best book is Vedanta Treatise. And from the Vedanta treatise, I have taken a small extract from his written work. We will study on this, and we will get into detail about how it is implemented in our life, and how it is how it will get better when we use it, and when we implement it, and when we follow in our daily life. Okay, the saying is, look at the world as a witness. It becomes a source of enjoyment. Get entangled in the activities of the world. It turns into a misery. So, here the author is saying you have to look at the world as a witness, that is, as an observer. You have to look at the world as an observer, and you have to work as if you have not you should not care. I mean, you should not bother about the result of the work. You should just do the work impersonally, okay, such that you are not affected by the result, and you should also not affect by the state of work. You should just do the work with unbiased nature. So when we do that work in that sense, it becomes a source of enjoyment. So we will enjoy that work if we see that the work or activity we are doing is in a is an unbiased nature. Okay, but if you get entangled in the activities, so when you get you know linked up to the activities or to the result of the work, you get into misery. That is what the author is saying. So it is also there is also a verse in Bhagavad Gita that explains the similar kind of meaning. Now it has the author has stated clearly in Vedanta also. So we should not get entangled in any of the activity, or we should not expect the fruit of the result, fruit of the work. So the consequences can be any kind. It can be a success or it can be a failure, any kind. But we should not bother about the consequence. We should just perform the work with our best ability, and we should not focus on how we will how best we can do, or how I mean, we should not focus on the state of work. And if we focus on the state of work, we will get into the stress. We will get into stress, and we'll be getting anxiety whether the work will be done improper or improper manner, and then we will be getting all kind of uh, you know all kind of feelings and emotions. So we should not care about the state of work, but we have to perform the work or activity with our best ability and best effort. So that is what the author is saying. Work is best done impersonally. Impersonally means there are no feelings to work. There is no emotions or no feelings to work. We should just perform the work. Just as uh, any work, you should not be in emotional, or you should not connect to the work emotionally, or link it to the work physically. So you should just perform the work at the best of your ability. Once you once you exert your selfishness towards the work will get spoiled. So you should not put into any selfish desires to the work or activity. When you keep a selfish desire to the activity, that if the work is done, I will get a proper result, then that becomes an ego or a selfish desire. So in that, if that comes into the one state of mind, then the work will be spoiled, and the consequence will also be. Of course, the consequence may be preference will be done according to your preference, but in the long term in the long term end, you do not possess, you do not have the success rate. Okay. Thus your mind should be unattached to the work you perform. So fix your work on the self. That is, you have to fix your mind on the God, and you have to do the work accordingly. So you should not so you should not fix your mind on the God. So you should not bother about the work physically or emotionally. You should just fix the mind on your mind on the God and do your work accordingly. And do not get mentally entangled in the affairs of the world. And also, this is an important point. Whatever work or whatever activity you do, you should not get entangled with it, and also you should not get entangled with the affairs of the world. So, whether you live in a society, or you live in a working place, or whether you live in your home place, you should be there as a witness or an observer. You should not you should not involve in a matters of the world totally. That is, you should not get entangled. You should just be there as a witness or an observer. Then only you will grow spiritually. So that is what the author is saying. And also, people will get attached to you, and people will push you, and people will pull you towards them. But you should be very alert, and such that you should not drag towards them. You should be towards your stability, and you should be just as an observer or a witness, or you should be in a detached state to everyone. So if you be like that, then you will gain success or prosperity or whatever you aim for in the life. You'll be directed towards the goal. Okay. The fruit of labor cannot bring you any more happiness than labor itself. See here, the author is saying the result the result will not bring you more happiness than the work itself. So the more happiness is in the work. The more work you do, the more happiness you do. I mean, the more happiness you will possess. But the result is not there in the happiness. So you have to do the work such that you should be detached. You should be in a it should be in a detached state. Okay, then only the fulfillment of the work is achieved. That is what the author is saying. And finally, try to understand the futility of material pursuit. So you should not be always over material pursuit. So of course, materially things are good for only up to certain level. But beyond that, we should not overall possess material pursuits. That is very risky. So you should always be in a spiritual mindset, and you should always progress in a spiritual way, also in a my material way, but at only up to a certain level. You should not go always towards material pursuit, because that gives rise to desires. If desires comes, that arises anger. If desire is obstructed, anger arises, and if desire is fulfilled, greed arises. And again, if greed arises, there will be some attachment arises, and one by one will be getting attached to you. So finally, you will totally collapse. So we should not at the first step itself, you should stop. That is, we should reduce the desires as far as possible. The desires should be reduced. Then only we can grow spiritually, and we can progress in our life very smoothly. Okay. Be not concerned with the fruit of action. Just carry on what you ought to do. Then alone you find true fulfillment in life. So do not bother about the result. You should not bother about the result. You should just carry on with what you do. You should just work on towards your goal set. So you should just work on your full ability and your full effort only with your what you have to do. Then alone you find the fulfillment. So if you do like that, you should be having a full satisfaction and full fulfillment in life. Otherwise, you'll you'll get stress and many of the other fundamental defects of mindsets of mentally afflictions you'll be getting. So to avoid that, you should just be detached in every state. So this line is very important in Vedanta, as we have discussed in detail. So you just ponder over it, and you will understand, and we will follow it, and we will implement it, and we will gain and we will gain more knowledge from these best authors like this, and we will implement these some of the best extracts, best lines that has been quoted by best authors, so that we will grow spiritually, and we will progress very fast, and you can achieve what you want, and we will we can aim towards the direct goal, or you can be successful in life. So for today's session, we have seen this extract, and from in the next session we'll see another extract, beautiful extract. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye. Thank you.